up guys, John here again. I actually just received some parts, so I'm going to go over that stuff, unbox it, and then hopefully install it. So I received this. It is a Borla exhaust, all brand new in the box here. So I'm going to go ahead and install that on my Viper ACR. So let's go ahead and unbox this and see what's in here. Alright, so let's go over everything we got here. We have, everything's marked, so right muffler, this one's obviously the left. It's got stamped Borla on there. Here's in case we forgot what it was. So those two pieces, so first things first, those are going to connect in the side sills, then they're going to wrap around. They're going to lead into these two pieces, which are labeled left and right as well. These are the ones where the secondary O2 sensors screw into. So those will go into there. From these two, it'll lead into this one, where the split happens. So this split will come into here, and then once from here, they'll go into these two straight pipes here and out the back. And tips are actually pretty nice on this. I wasn't expecting them to be this nice, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with them. They look pretty good. So we will take some sound clips of the car as it is right now, so that we have something to compare to. Then once we get the sound clips, then we'll go ahead, jack this up, and rip this off. Alright, so now that it's jacked up, I'm going to go ahead and take off these two side sills, and they're removed with screws on the top and then screws on the bottom. So if you open the door, you're going to see these caps here. So these caps, you just pop them up. Sometimes you can use your nails, like I might be doing right now. Yeah, so let's just pop off. They're just a simple little clip like that. Just pop them up with your fingernails, or you can use a flathead screwdriver if you don't want to torture yourself. And yeah, so we'll remove these, and then the screws on the bottom. They're an 8mm screw, you can see there. So just use an 8mm, and then the same on the bottom if you didn't upgrade them or change them. So let's go ahead and take those off, and then we'll take this sill off. Okay, so the ones in the side sills, those are all done, and we can move on to the front two here. You have to pop the hood open to get to them. So the hood's open, we're gonna get to these two, and then we'll remove the ones on the bottom, and the side sill will slide off. Okay, there's those two. Alright, so now I'm going to remove the 4 bolts that hold on the bottom of the side sill, and then this will be free to take off. Alright, I'm also going to remove the rear wheels just to give myself a little bit more room to get at the O2 sensors in the back. So that'll get rid of these big huge wheels so that I can get my hands in there a little bit more and not spend as much time underneath the car too. So I'm going to remove that now as well. Okay, now that the wheels are removed, we can remove these O2 sensors right here. So you're going to need a 22mm wrench, and with a 22mm wrench you can loosen these. So let's go ahead and remove the O2 sensor. Alright, now we're on the passenger side. So I've already removed this wheel as well and this sill. So we're going to take out this O2 sensor as well. Alright, so where the exhaust kind of leaves behind the door here, depending on what your setup is, my car already has the resonators removed. So you're going to want to disconnect whatever you have there. Most of the time on OEM setup, you're going to have a resonator here and the clamp's going to be in the middle somewhere here. So yeah, you're going to want to remove whatever you have here so that we can go ahead and put the new stuff in. Alright, so next you're going to want to remove these 2 bolts. There's 2 bolts here, one here and one here. They're 13mm, so that you can pop off this rubber grommet. You might be able to just disconnect the exhaust in there and slide it this way, but I'm going to do it this way. It's the way I'm deciding to do it. So yeah, take out those 2 bolts, maybe put a bit of oil on there so you can slip it off, and we're just going to pop it off this way. Alright, so we'll do the driver's side, take off this rubber mount here. I got these 2 soaking in and a bit of oil, 2 13mm bolts, pull it off. Alright, so we are underneath the car and we're going to remove these 2 clamps. One here on the driver's side and the other one here on the passenger side. So these 2 bolts, they are a 15mm, and hopefully they don't snap or anything like that. They've obviously been on there for a while, so I got them soaking in some PB Blaster. Again, this stuff here. So they've been soaking in some PB Blaster, and hopefully it comes off, and then we can separate these 2, and let's try and get it off. Alright, so as you can hopefully see, I've spread the clamp out, it's open, I think it's tack welded on the back, but I can't see in there. And then the pipe is actually loose, so it's free. I can go up here and hopefully pull this one out. Alright, so the driver's side pipe is out. And we'll go work on the passenger side. Alright, so driver's side is out. I'm going to loosen this bolt off here, and I'll spread the clamp the same thing. Alright, so now we have those 2 side pieces out, or whatever you want to call them. And then I just got to take out this muffler. So there is a mount here, a mount in here. They're both rubber mounted. See the rubber there. And then one here. So there's another rubber mount here. So I'm going to loosen these 2 13mm, and that should release it off this mount. And then I'm thinking it's just going to drop down, and then we'll slide it towards the front of the car, and this will pop out. So let's try that. Alright, so this exhaust came out. Basically you just slide it from the back of the car towards the front. Slips out of these 2 rubber joints and just moves forward. And then you just have to guide it around this here, this cutout here. But yeah, it's pretty easy. And this is it laid out on the floor. Here's the rear muffler. There's the 2 mounts that I was saying. And then here's the removable mounts, the 2 13mm. And then here's the 2 sides. So that's that, and it's all out. Alright, so the old exhaust out. I'm gonna put in, start putting in the rubber mounts. Then remount this, and then we start assembling and putting together the new exhaust. Alright, so the exhaust is installed on the side, it's in the hanger, and then next we're gonna put on this elbow here, and this is gonna install in here. So let's go ahead and put that on. Alright, so this section is installed. I'm going to leave the O2 out for now until we get everything lined up, in case we have to take this out or something. So let's go and work on the other side. Okay, so now I'm going to put on the passenger side muffler. So we'll go ahead and hang that, and then we can start connecting that one too. Alright, so I'm going to install this right side S-bend one. It's going to go in here with the O2 sensor. And okay, so we got these 2 S pipes leading into here, and now we're gonna put this Y pipe into there. So let's put these 2 clamps on, slide these over top, like so, so that it's ready. I'm gonna put them so that they face down and on the inside. And let's try and get this in here. Alright, so I apologize I wasn't able to document this a little bit better, but we did get that Y pipe in, and then I have these two rear sections to the tips that are installed as well. So I had to fight with it a little bit. I know there were some rumors about the Borla not fitting and having a little bit of fitment issues, and that was the case with this system. So probably about, I want to say, an hour or two at least, just playing with it, adjusting this little hanger in the middle here that sits on the top and inserts into that rubber mount. So I had to play with it but a little bit just to get it close, and finally we got it close enough that I'm happy with it. I mean, for a big name exhaust, the Borla actually does have some, I don't know, it's not as high quality as I would have expected. If you look even here, where these rear hangers are welded, you can see this one is welded, you know, here, and the other one's welded further in. And look at the tips, they're both lined up. So even where they decide to weld their hangers is different from passenger to driver. So just small stuff like that, and trying to get it all dialed in. So it is dialed in now, so it's the best that I want to get it, or I'm happy with it at least. But yeah, it definitely took some finagling. So this is it. You can see here I put blue tape on the tips here just to protect them, so because you have to slide them through this, and because they are bigger than the OEM ones, I just wanted to make sure they don't get scratched in the process. So you guys might want to do that if you're going to tackle this. But I mean, for the money, it's not too bad, but I just would have expected a little bit more. So if you're looking for absolute perfect fitment, Borla might not be the one, but I mean, it does fit, so you just kind of have to mess with it a little bit, and, you know, bend the hangers a little bit and spin the pipes to get it all to fit and get it as close as you can. So it's in. I'm going to tighten all of these clamps now because they're all loose, because I was just trying to get everything lined up. So you go ahead and tighten these, and then I can start putting them back together, and then we'll see how it sounds. Alright, so now we're at the Y-pipe section on the other end by the diff, and we're going to go ahead and tighten these two clamps here, one there, and the other one here. So get these ones in place, and we'll tighten those. Alright, so I'm underneath the car. This is the passenger side, and here is the wire for the O2 sensor. So in my car, the wire was a little bit too short for where they relocated the bung on the Borla system. So I had to basically make a straight shot. So it was originally going around these fuel lines here, this wire. So I had to untuck it, and basically it's just going to be a direct shot to the bung instead of being held in this little clip. The driver's side looks to be okay. It reaches, but for whatever reason, this one does not. So now it's gonna reach. All right, we're gonna go ahead and install the O2 sensor into the bung. All right, same on the driver's side, and we'll install the O2 sensor into the bung. Alright, since we're still on the driver's side, we'll finish up this clamp, get this on and tight. Alright, same thing over here again on the passenger side. Alright, and since we're still on the passenger side, at the end of the muffler here. You're gonna want to tighten this clamp onto the rest of your system where the headers are. Alright, so the exhaust is on. I did skip over some simple steps of putting the side sills on. Those are straightforward, the exact same opposite as the removal was. So the side sills are on both sides. This one's on too. And this is the finished product. So we have these massive tips here, and you can see the exhaust down below. So it all tucks up pretty nicely, but damn, it was a pain in the ass to get it to fit properly. So not the best fitting stuff. And then over here it's all very low. I don't know if you can see this, but this pipe runs extremely close to the bottom of the sill here. So that took some finagling, but we got it all in there, and it sounds pretty good. It's a lot deeper than that other setup that I had, but I do like it. So it doesn't have as raspy decel as it did before. The decel sounds a lot more refined, so I think it's definitely an improvement. But I'll put up some sound clips right now, and you guys can tell me what you think. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Probably next week I'm going to be doing energy suspension polyurethane control arm bushings. So I'm going to be doing that on all four corners probably next week, but I'll be pressing them out, pressing the new ones in. So I'll show you guys how to do that. And so I hope you enjoyed this review video, how to do this exhaust, and hopefully it answers some questions about the Borla, how it sounds and how it fits. So if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.
What we do here is go back.